Okay. Normally, when you talk about lucid dreaming, it's not really something you can just activate with. So to say, how would you know if you have an ability? That's something that very few people can be identified. Globally, so far, based on scientific research, only around 20 to 30% of the population actually realizes that they can lucid dream, that they can change lucid dreaming. So normally, if you're the type of person who remembers his or her dreams well, like after you wake up, common tendency is you forget about your dream. Or as you try to remember your dream, you slowly forget the details over time. So like an hour after you wake up, you don't remember your dream anymore. But right after you wake up, you still remember details of it. And after a while, it just disappears. But there are some people who can remember the details of your dreams very well, even long after they turn out. So normally people like that, these are the people who are good candidates for being able to lucid, dream lucid. So that's one way to find out if you have an ability, but it's not really something like a superpower. Okay, so an ability per se is just if you have the ability to lucid dream, to dream lucidly, it just means that you know how to control your environment while you're in a dream. So that's something which takes some time and effort.
Having the ability, is everyone capable of mastering lucid?
Everyone is capable, yes. Because dreaming or lucid dreams are something like a new language. You need to learn it. And it takes practice and effort. Some people are naturals. They are able to realize what a lucid dream is. And it wasn't asked, but if you think about lucid dreaming, it's really, you're able to realize that while you're dreaming, it's a dream. And while you realize that, you don't wake up. That's a lucid dream. So you're in a dream state, you know you're dreaming, but you're not waking up. See, and you can actively control what is happening there. Okay? There are usually two states. There's the high state lucid dreaming and the low state. Okay? Or high context, low context. And usually, if you're one of those high context people, you can actively control what's happening in the environment. So you can fly, you can do whatever, swim. If you're low, it's more of you just realize you're in a dream, but you're not really controlling your environment. It's just that you know it's a dream. So it's like a nightmare. You know nothing can harm you, but you really can't do anything to stop it. Something like that. Okay. So you can realize it, but it really depends sometimes on how well versed you are, how practiced you are with the things.
Sir, what are the methods to learn lucid dreaming and what's the best method to use?
Well, there are a lot of methods nowadays. Lucid dreaming actually started, it was actually mentioned as far back as St. Augustine, and even Tibetan Buddhist monks, they actually came up with this dream yoga, which is somewhat similar to the concept of lucid dreaming. This was way back then. Nowadays, there's a whole bunch of techniques already, and there are natural ways to do it, such that you fall asleep and you basically try to imagine a dream environment where you try to project yourself into it. And there are also what you call lucid induction machines, where you use technology to basically put you or lull you into a dream state, which then puts you into that state of mind. So there are really, it really depends on the type of on the person, which technique works best. It's not safe to say that there's a universal best approach for lucid dreaming. Some people are just really better at it than others. So there are techniques that use technology or machines, and there are those which are just natural.
Sir, how long would it take to learn lucid dreaming for an average person?
The leading lucid dream researcher, if I'm not mistaken, it's Dr. Stephen LaBerge of Stanford. And he learned lucid dreaming around 3 or 4 years, give or take. And he was doing it almost every day. He was really learning. So normally, if a person as dedicated to lucid dreaming as that would take a number of years, you can expect a regular person probably take much longer. Because lucid dreaming is really an interesting experience based on a lot of testimonies for those who know the experience. Because imagine in a dream, when they say deep ng mangarap, right? And that's basically the concept of lucid dream. You can actually actively control what happens in your dream. You can be anyone, do anything you want without any consequence in the real world. There are no laws. You're like the president of the world in a lucid dream. So the possibilities are endless. So in terms of, whether or not it's possible, whether it's doable, it is, but not everyone can do it. It's a practice.
So, I have experienced lucid dreaming. Did you plan it or did you just unexpected?
I actually haven't experienced it yet, but normally, a lot of people who experience lucid dreaming, they don't realize it. So it's not planned. Now, there are those who really intend to practice lucid dreaming, those who really want to learn the art and science of lucid dreaming. Those are the ones which are planned. So it's like, if you watch the movie Inception, Leonardo DiCaprio, that's an example for lucid dreaming is scientifically featured. Because in the case of the movie though, it was a machine that they were using, right? They were hooking up people to instruments and then they would send these people all into a dream of one person, right? So whether it's planned or not, it's usually planned if you're really trying to learn the science. But if for most people, they don't realize it just happens. It's just a waking moment where you're dreaming and then suddenly you realize it's not a dream and then you wake up. That's it. That was a lucid dream, but that's like just ended quickly.
Sir, do you think how rare are lucid dreams?
Pretty rare, actually. Globally, like I mentioned earlier, probably 1/5 of the population realize that they're in a lucid dream. So, and most times, people realize that they have a dream, but they can't control it. So lucid dreams itself are pretty rare already, even among just 20 to 30% of the population which experiences it. So very few people actually learn it, even though it has a lot of potential, because it takes a lot of effort. Because the parts of the mind which govern lucid dreaming, parietal cortex, amygdala, and so on. These are specialized regions of the brain which are hard to train. So it's a delicate balance when you're dreaming between knowing you're in a dream and actually waking up from it. Because like in nightmares, normally what happens is when it reaches the end of the dream, you wake up. Like you wake up sweating, you wake up shouting or something. So that's how you wake up. Now, that point when you wake up is actually the point when you started to realize it was, something's going to happen. So if you have the capability to go beyond that point without waking up, that becomes a lucid dream. But for what happens for most people is they just wake up. See, so that's what prevents it from becoming lucid. Lucid itself does not, when you say lucid, it means you have an insight. You realize that you're actually in a dream. It's not lucid literally, which means clear or clarity. When you say lucid in this context, it means scientifically. You are actually you realize you're in a dream and you can somehow control your environment. Or you know nothing's going to happen to you. Even if you're shot in a dream, you're not going to die. Something like that.
Sir, this is just for curiosity. So, inside the dream, if you met a person, is there any circumstances that the person you met is also in this dream?
If you are in a dream and you meet someone, is it possible that someone is also in a lucid dream? Well, if there's Wi-Fi, you're sharing a connection. No. Okay, lucid dreams are something which are individual in nature. So it's something which only you are dreaming. It's not a shared connection, like a computer sharing a connection with another person. So in this case, it's possible that that person who you're dreaming about has significance to you. Could be someone special, maybe a special girl that you wanted to talk to for so long. Okay, I don't know this kind of personal experience, okay? But it's essentially the case, okay? The instance of you and that person somehow networking is remote. Because that concept is actually from Inception. Okay? Because in Inception, they used a machine to link minds together, to link the dreams together into one. It's like many people sharing one dream. But that's not, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not really a lucid dream expert per se. But based on what I know about the research we've conducted so far, there hasn't really been a machine like that which can link people's dreams together in one like central location. Lucid dreaming is more of an art individually. It's a science individually. So you can dream lucidly. You can meet someone and dream lucidly, but that person is not also in that same world with you. What you do there becomes your world.